that's how you feel at the end of the month at your winery, brewery, distillery, it's time for an audit. You are here with Rabbi Master Distiller, Benjamin Tarabello of the Everything But the Bottle podcast, Master Distiller at Tarabello Distillery, and most importantly, the CEO of ttbmath.com, the software that gives you the keys to be able to do that audit, keeping everything from being like all over the place, okay? Let's get down to business, because that's what we're all about. We did have a passion, I really remember the spark that got us into the winery, brewery, distillery, because it's just been so stressful, especially the past few months. Guys, we got positive news. That is, the money's there. Just gotta pay attention. And it could be painful. I'm not gonna deny it. But if you go through these steps, you're bound to survive and thrive. Number one is audit your books. See where you're leaking money. Are you paying for useless advertisements that have seen no return on investments? Are you paying for memberships that purportedly are going to deliver but never did? And you can be subscribing to our podcast for free, offering way more value. So hit the subscribe and, of course, give us a like. These are important factors. But more important is your labor, because a subscription is usually $10-15. If you have a worker that has to work an extra half an hour walking around the plant to get something accomplished, that is easily $15 an hour extra. Okay, so you have the corn delivered or the grain delivered, and now you have to manually move it, and it could have been delivered with the delivery company's forklift, or you can buy a forklift, make sure you have the right insurance, and you're cutting out all that extra labor. Yeah, it's $1,000, $2,000 up front, but you gotta just take out the emotions and stack it and say, hey, don't make sense, I gotta get that forklift. No more manual. Or maybe have the delivery truck delivered to the right place. Same thing, I always say, stack your deliveries in order of needs. Don't have the glass bottles in front of your grains if you got to access the grains before you make a bottle, okay? Because guess what's going to happen? You're going to have to move them. Now, if you have to empty the vats into the spirits and the spirits into the bottle, then yes, you want the deliveries of the new glass after the grains, because you got to empty it. So pay attention, watch the cameras, make sure it's happening. Next, this is really, really important. No one's going to ever tell you this, but you need to know where your workers are and what they are doing. Very often you'll have one worker overcompensating for that one worker that is always on the phone. He's never doing anything. It's on your dime. I would say watch the cameras. Listen, that's up to you if you feel it's legit or not. But definitely have the conversation. Next thing you want to move on is to the actual production. Okay? Every time you do a production, you're sterilizing the vats, etc. That's money. There may be a better way of doing it. Can you combine recipes to do it at once? A base and then take it from there. How about, let's try something else you might think very cool. How about getting a bigger vat, okay? A fermentation, a carboy, whatever you want to call it, and doing 2 runs at once. I know, 500 as opposed to 300, harder to manage. Usually you could cut labor in half, possibly even more. And labor is over and over going to be your biggest cost, okay? So you're stacking that, you're getting rid of the labor. You're going through the audit. You stacked everything right, you went through the audit. This is actually very interesting. Make sure your labels are here. Because if so many beer brewers, so many distillers have said, I didn't have the labels, you can't sell without labels. I lost a customer because he went elsewhere. He didn't like the other product, but their timing was good, so boom, I lost a customer. Make sure your labels are there. Make sure you hit the subscribe at TTBM on your whichever channel you're on. Try out our software. It is unbelievable. Any questions, we are here to help. Send us a DM. See you.